This is a follow-up to the Getting Started video. You're now watching Getting Started with the Price Master Query. You can see in front of you a full screen version of the Price Master Query. The Price Master Query starts on the Advanced MOC Analyst tab. It's designed to focus on a single MOC eWindow session. So to choose the area of interest, use the relevant filter buttons above. You can see in my particular example, I've turned on Asia Fuel Oil. I'm looking at December 2012, day 3. I also, if I scroll down here below, you can see that I've picked the last hour of the day. The chart displays the evolution of the worst bid, best offer, and worst offer. So let's maximize that. You can see that it's showing this minute by minute. The points connect each tradable point to the next, and they show the end of each minute. So you can see here above, this trailing line from above, that's going to be your worst offers. These are the best offers coming down in blue. You can see the depth of the offers by looking at the distance between those two lines. And then conversely, coming up from the bottom, these are your best bids, and these are your worst bids along the bottom. So you can see the depth of the bids as well. One thing to note about these charts is that any selection that's made in the chart affects the table. So if you want to make manipulations to the chart and then download the data later, go ahead and make those manipulations and then right-click inside of the table and use this export choice to send that raw data to your machine. If you want a better drill down of this particular day's action, you can go to the MOC Drill Down tab, which speaks to the exact same query you build in the Advanced MOC Analyst. So here you can see it starts off with the best and worst offer, the best and worst bid. But we can actually click these underlined words on the right inside of the legend to drill down deeper and get a better cut of the data to see the individual participants on that day. So here's every single participant showing up in the window. You can see that the price action is displayed as the price action occurs, i.e. it's not a smooth line, but it follows the eWindow rules, reflecting that if someone makes an adjustment to their price as a price taker or maker, the step line will step higher as that action occurs. You can use these check marks on the right to turn on and off individual market participants. So let me check this, double check, uncheck everybody, turn on only this first market participant, BP Singapore, and then use the refresh button to look at their activity individually. So you could see BP Singapore, they were a buyer throughout that day, and that they displayed good bids. Their best bids were up at the 619 level. Their worst bids were down at this 618.5 level. One other important piece of information to highlight about this tab is that there is a table hiding underneath this chart, which means if you get this chart zoomed in on the level of granularity that you want to export to your machine, you can either hit this export button above or do what I did just here and unzoom the chart, right-click inside of the table, and use this export choice to send that data to your machine. Going to the next tab, the Basic MOC Analyst. This is the same style of chart, but the main difference is that we are showing price represented as a deviation from the market open. This allows you to compare more than one window session if you choose to get a feel for the drift of a particular market throughout time. So you can see in this case, I'm still looking at Asia Fuel Oil in December 2012 on this particular day 3. But let's go ahead and maximize this chart, and you can see instead of showing in aggregate in terms of prices up in the 600s, you can see everything's in relation to this zero line. And you can see how generally the market had to trade higher throughout the day to the tune of about 4 points. So the bidders chased up the offers to the tune of about 4 points, and the filled trades happened in this 4-point zone above the open of the day. So this is a useful analytical tool for those who want to compare the drift of a particular market versus the open, as opposed to the outright prices. The Price Analyst is a straightforward charting tool. It allows the user to select a NYMEX contract and compare it to a Platts contract. The main point of this chart, of this tab, is to demonstrate that Platts intends to add further and further data to increase the value of this data set and locate data sets that users are going to plan to compare to the Platts eWindow trade data. The history query is a very straightforward data-oriented query. It allows the user to select the past X days. So you can see in this case, I've selected the past 10 days in this Asia PVO market for 2013. You can see the individual price transactions. It's primarily designed as a data dump for those who are data-oriented and want to just build a query and right-click this table to export to their machine. One final note on the history query, if you want a higher level of granularity, you can always use this drop-down menu next to the date column and use this expand members button to get greater granularity. So we're going down to minutes. I can use that again to find out about the individual hubs that we're trading in that minute. You can continue to get higher granularity. So there are the strips that are trading, the individual market participants after that. So users who are particularly data-oriented may choose to use the history query, use the Save As button, and come back and just use this export choice when they right-click the table to send the raw data to their machine. That's always an option.